Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long goes 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long goes 1975.
This is Super Monaco GP on the ZX Spevtrum. I played this game absolutely ages ago, like years ago, and I remember it being alright. It's not. But basically the other day, or depending upon when I make this live, I played Super Monaco GP on the on the Commodore 64 and came to the conclusion that it was absolutely terrible, particularly with the controls having to be used on a D-pad or a joystick, and I played it on my C64 Mini, and therefore having to press up with the same, you know, D-pad or stick that you had to steer left and right with, ultimately rendered it unplayable. So I said at the time I was going to revisit this. I wasn't going to revisit it for a video, but then I thought I'd share it for shits and giggles. I could have done a gameplay comparison video, but I don't think you want that much pain in your life, and especially since my internet's gone to shit. A long video at the moment, 20 minutes, takes me 4 hours to upload. If you want to know why, I won't go into it. Just check my last Fat Friday video, because I explained right at the start of that. But basically BT have fucked me royally. Anyway, so I thought I'd play this. Now, this is the 128K version. It's got alright AY chip music. I do like that screen, you know, accurate to the arcade. Yeah, it's got, you know, alright AY chip music. I've got the volume low because all I can say is, for what you're about to hear, and look at that, she's missing half her right breast, and clearly she's dead. Yeah, for what you're about to hear, I can only apologise, but hey, that's the game and not me. I don't know how that made it, but this made it through play testing. Anyway, so it's the same as the Commodore, it's the same as the Mega Drive, it's the same as the arcade. You have to qualify. The choice of colours here is just mind-blowing. Again, I've got it quiet, but you'll understand why in a moment. 1, redefine keys, accelerate, brake, left, right, gear. So immediately we're going with this. So you've got your 3 choices. To shift you press far, to shift down you press down and far if you play with this. But seeing as the top speed with that is the same as the top speed with that, I'm going to go with this. But the point I wanted to make on the Commodore version, why it was so awful was, and I'm pretty sure this would beat it, is I accelerate with my left hand because I'm using the keys you've just seen, which means I'm not pressing the same sort of input device to do 4 different things. So fire. Right, happy with your controls? Yes or no? Apologise for the next screen. It's not a crash. This is the actual game. Don't recall that. Yeah, there you go. It's not fucked up. Basically, it's a full colour picture that you saw in the intro of an F1 car coming towards you, and the text they decided to put over the top to tell you what to do, they just chose horrible colours. Anyway, sorry for what comes next. Not that. Or that, but this. Yep. Get ready for that to earworm in. Mirror at the top, in the middle, speed is bottom right hand corner. So when you do play it with manual gears, you don't really know when to shift. If you look at bottom left, you can see that I'm playing it with automatic. I'm topping out at 312 kilometers an hour, kilometers an hour, because I'm English. Brake. Yep. When you brake, you got that noise. Now, I remembered it being a lot better than the Commodore version, having only played that, you know, then. The roads are slightly bigger, your car still feels like a go-kart, but just having different key input is a blessing, an absolute blessing. It's got undulation. I know it's monochromic. I do like the coloured tyres, different coloured tyres. Laps are top right. Is that position top left? Yeah, it's got undulation. Didn't think the Commodore. I think, right, if you take colour out of the equation, I think this looks better than the Commodore. It's still jerky as hell, but it's not as sudden turning, if you will. It's not like, you know, just pootling along, minding my own business. Go fucking left now! Then right! Because that's what it felt like on the Commodore. But anyway, so this is qualification. I'm still no better at it on the Spectrum to determine our, you know, our position, our start position on the grid, if you will. Don't watch Formula 1, sorry, so my terms are wrong. If you like it, good for you. You know, don't be a hater. I find it boring. I've been to 2 Montreal Grand Prix and I was basically sat, you know, on the grandstand or whatever it was and like, okay, bored now. It's 32 degrees, getting sunburned, ran out of beer, need a piss. Okay, that was awesome. I'm on a corner, but bored now, etc, etc, etc. I do remember when you walked into the track that there were people with big backpacks full of suntan lotion that you'd pay them like a toonie or something, and they'd essentially hose you down. Will you hose this guy already? Point to the quote. But yeah, I get it's probably more fun to watch on TV, but I still, again, dodgy colours, find it a bit meh. But anyway, so I mean, everyone call me a fanboy, whatever, I'm used to it by now. This is clearly better than the Commodore 64 by a flea's whisker. But that's like saying dog shit compared to dog shit with a bit of glitter on it. Well, the one with a bit of glitter on is better than the regular dog shit, but it's still dog shit. If they gave you the option to have music and no sound effects, the cars are smoother when you go by them, yeah, that would have been cool, because this also doesn't help. The constant, monotonous, sounds like you're having a fucking conversation with John Major in the 90s. Right. The mirror's quite impressive. Your car's as responsive as probably what a Formula 1 car was in 1990. But, I mean, it's doing a reasonable amount by having, you know, undulation, all this shit on the side of the track. A mirror that's accurate, cars going by. It's a lot better in a lot of driving games. The music, again, is, right, not helping. Oh look, another car. You just don't feel like you got any speed because of that noise. But yeah, I would, like I said, I stand by it. It's better than the Commodore version, but go back to dog shit analogy. Oh, you fucker. But there are a lot worse driving games, and what it's doing is reasonable. Frame rate's terrible. It's not as fierce. Excuse me. Fierce with the corners or lacking frames as the Commodore version is. So it's clearly better than that, but again, see dog shit analogy. It may sound like I'm being a bit harsh, but I don't know, I guess it's don't revisit things. I played this, you know, years ago, and I remember actually being quite moderately impressed with it. I mean, think about the machine it's trying to think of any other good Formula 1 games. Checkered Flag was an alright game. That's years old on the Spectrum though. But yeah, I can't think of any other Formula 1 games on the ZX Spectrum. But so yeah, I guess I'm being a bit harsh. If you persevere, because I'm slightly getting used to it. I need to scratch my nose. Did I get away with that? Yeah, it's alright. It just needs, give me music or give me sound. Don't give me this if I, you know, have any bloody say in it. Oh, yeah, I'm being a bit harsh. It's growing on me slightly. It's growing on me in the sense that I stood in the dog shit with glitter, but I'm now hosing it off my shoe. It's definitely better than the Commodore version, actually. Definitely. And it's, which is not really, you know, kind of to do with the game as such. It's, you know, it's how you could play it, because I can't play it with a keyboard on the C64 Mini. But as I said, having this input, you know, control input, sorry, I had a meatball sandwich for breakfast. That's how I roll. This input device, keys basically, not everything being hampered by being on the same essential unit, a D-pad or joystick, makes it massively better. Does that mean I'm gonna fail because I'm not in the right position? If you fail me, you can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, ooh, I'll try it with gears. I don't want the video to be too long though, because obviously, it's, yeah, like I said, see my Fat Friday video if you want to know why. Again, that depends on when I make this live. I generally try to avoid him then, so I didn't hit him. It's in the, oh, no, not there. What is that beeping noise? Add that into that. Oof. I probably wouldn't. I probably feel a lot better if I just didn't have to hear that noise, or be less, or more forgiving on the game, I should say, less critical. Look at me cooking on gas now. Yeah, definitely better than the Commodore. Again, you know what, before you start screaming fanboy and shit like that, go back and watch the Commodore video. I mean, if I was a fan of the arcade, right, I would have hated the Commodore. If I was a fan of the arcade and all I had was a Spectrum, I would be able to see the arcade in this somewhat. What is it? How many laps am I on? Shouldn't it be like, that's it now, or would you have to cross the 4th? Don't we? My God, am I going to not win a race, obviously, but do all right. Background's better. You know, it's not just boring ass mountains. There's a little town in there somewhere. Oh look, signs and shit. Didn't notice that before. Roadside objects are much better, and they move much better. It's a definite low frame rate on art. You fucker. More detailed driving experience. Again, what other Formula 1 games are there? The best Formula 1 game on the Spectrum was Formula 1 Simulator by CRL. Can't get a working ROM of that though. I loved that game as a kid. My brother owned it, but we all played it. We used to take it around the neighbour's house and have big, massive marathons on it. And you only ever controlled the pits, but that was fantastic fun. I think there was a sequel about motorbikes. Enduro? I don't know. Or Endurance. Something like that. What is that fucking beeping? I don't want to look, because I don't want to crash. Was that a lion on the lamppost? You know what I mean. Oh, look at him! At least I can get somewhere in this without enabling cheats. So I guess that automatically means it's better. Right. Where am I? Position. I don't know. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. What, am I 3rd? I don't know. See? Failed to qualify. Or was I still qualifying then? Get ready, driver. Are we in the actual race now then? I don't know. I've completely lost it. I'm having a complete and utter brain shutdown. Mainly thanks to that noise. Again, I apologise for it. That's the game. That's not me. Some sort of option would have been absolutely fantastic. Again, I'm not going to play it on gears now because I can't accept any more of that noise. But failure to have the gear, sorry, that your speed as well, speed on screen and having it digital. I know you could argue, well, you could work it out, but it just would make it easier to know when to change. But then I fell ill for those 2 sweepy bends. But then, having said that, I'm not playing it with gears anyway, am I? So there you go. If you had this back in the day, and also at the same time had access to or did manage to play the Commodore 64 version, I have no idea what the Amstrad version would be like. I appear it will be some sort of port of this, a lazy port, because it's late in the the life of both computers, or maybe this was the other way round and a port of that, but maybe I'll look it up. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think. But I personally will say it's not the best racing game. It's not, the worst racing game. There are many faults with it, but being able to play it on keys makes a massive, massive difference. If I could do something about the sound, I'd probably be far more favourable on it. But yeah, let's be honest. If you want to watch the bad taste of this out your mouth, go and play or watch a Chase HQ video on the ZX Spevtrum. But yeah, as always, love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.